Hey, hey, all you magical beings out there, welcome in or welcome back. My name is Tara, and I've been reading tarot for over 2 decades. My intentions are to shed light on the unknown and provide confirmation for what is already known. Take what resonates and leave the rest. So grab your snacks, your crystals, or your cat, and let's see what cosmic mischief is about today. So, today, we are asking to do a reading for Mother Earth or Father Earth, because do we really know? But the Earth, okay. So Gaia or Terra, Terra, are the common names of which they are referred. And I'm just curious, like, what's going on as far as their perspective, because I've heard, a lot of opinions about the environment and caring about stuff like that. And one of them recently struck me because it was talking about how the earth is so powerful, and like literally all these like crazy things like floods and earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes, tornadoes, all of that, and happen all the time, and like Earth can just make those things happen and take out whoever they want. So like, do we really know what's going on as far as what's harmful and what's not harmful for the Earth? Or like, what basically I think people are confused about what the Earth's perspective is about everything, because the Earth could just literally take out anybody that's harming it, like, immediately. But alright, so let's start with desires. What is the Earth's desire? 8. Okay, a lot of desires. Should be interesting. To serve others and give back. Yeah, so like benevolent spirit. Efficiency, maximum productivity with minimum effort. Okay. Survival. Oh. Okay. So Mother Earth needs to get her freak on. Who's Mother Earth's partner in mythology? It's the sky god. Status. Huh. Convenience, saving money, time, or effort. To be alone. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. To be served. Serve others and to be served. Conflicting. A little bit conflicting there, because this whole situation and this whole situation. Yeah, I don't need to explain that. Serve others and give back, to be served, to be alone. Well, want some alone time. We'll see. That's about. Let's do North Node. Libra North Node. That's been coming out a lot lately too. Lessons and rewards around themes of finding harmony, balance, and adjustment in personal relationships, separating your identity from the opinions of others, learning to hold strong opinions, and balancing the pleasures of life. And that fell out under survival, so it seems like Mama Gaia would like to live in happiness and is concerned about their survival. I don't know, let's see. What's Lilith's shadow work? Black Moon Aquarius. One of your first memories may be of being cast out from others. Standing out may be a great source of anxiety, but learning to love your quirks and your weirdness will make you whole again. Okay, yeah, so it's like a toxic desire. We didn't even do the, what's it about yet? That would help. 3. Okay. Oh, and this card, spiritual, it's stakes at hand, spiritual death and damnation versus paradise and redemption. Eternal misery versus eternal glory, person versus God stakes. This was in the, which one? Black Moon Lilith deck. And so I figured it was important. And it makes sense with this topic. Like, it'd be pretty serious. The stakes at hand for whatever is going on. That energy of the planet we live on, you know? About Mars collective consciousness. Fate. A government conspiracy theory you heard or one you came up with, either or most recently, is not accurate factually, or often or always. Sometimes true, this stranger than fiction quote may or may not apply. Okay. That is so oddly specific, yeah. A government conspiracy theory you heard or one you came up with, either or. You know what's funny is I was literally just thinking about a government conspiracy when that came out. Because I was thinking about Mars collective consciousness and like how if we think we're on Earth but we're actually on Mars and we're like hooked up like in the Matrix. And this is all just like a projection or something. Comedy. Well, I wasn't supposed to draw another one, but I guess we'll take it. But yeah, I just heard like somebody's like near-death experience recently, and they were saying how they went to this place where they were like hooked up to tubes, and it was like cords, like a silver, I think they said just like silver cords, but maybe silver and gold, I don't know. And there was like a screen attached to their body, and their soul like went out of their body on this reality and then came into this body that was hooked up like I just described, and then she came out of that body, but like her astral self still had a screen and wires on it. So that's kind of crazy. So I was kind of thinking of something like that. But yeah, anyway, so what else do we got here? What is this one? North Node, Lilith. Okay, let's just put these back. Desires, we already did that. Alright, these are all desires. Okay, so next we're going to pull some Tree of Life Tarot and see what's going on here. Oh, so also with this, I feel like this has to do with the Black Moon Aquarius. One of your first memories may be of being cast out from others. Standing out may be a great source of anxiety, but learning to love your quirks and your weirdness will make you whole again. I feel like the earth is just like in this like hermit mode and like not really like protecting itself or like doing what it needs to do to like thrive. So it's kind of hidden. And then saying when Earth was like really young that their consciousness was like cast out from others. So they have problems with like rejection, stuff like that. And they're just also like, F you at this point, I guess. I don't know. F you and F myself. You gotta deal with it, right? Oh, wait. How many of these do we want? Just 4? Okay. Wheel of Fortune, Calf. The Sun, Resh. Eight of Cups. Eight of Pentacles. Interesting. So we have the Wheel of Fortune with the Eight of Cups falling over it, which is odd. 8 is Splendor. Intellect, communication, analysis, emotions, relationship, intuition. Withdrawal, seeking deeper meaning, letting go. That goes perfectly in line with the whole to be alone thing. Okay. And then under the Sun, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Intellect, communication, analysis, splendor, because it's an 8. And then Pentacles, material world, work, body. Apprenticeship, diligence, skill, mastery. Okay. So something about like being an understudy, skill mastery. What kind of apprenticeship are you asking about? Mother Earth or Father Earth, whatever? I don't know. I heard like a whole theory about that too. The Earth is actually a man. Maintenance worker, maintaining the Earth. We need more maintenance workers here. Prisoner. Oh no. Department of Agriculture. Wow. Huh. I think Earth is trying to call out some injustice going on here. There's somebody who's being held prisoner, and they're meant to be like the head of the Department of Agriculture. And something about a maintenance worker. Maybe a maintenance worker. I mean, that's like maintaining the Earth, like Department of Agriculture. It's like the same thing. Alright. Well, I mean, you could work at the Department of Agriculture and not do that, but it's saying there's people that work in all different sectors of workforces that don't care about their job, you know? So I think Mama Gaia is saying that this person, like, is being held prisoner. That's not cool. All right, so let's get some identifiers. Like, so who is holding this prisoner hostage? Actually, so let's do Neruda. Intelligence. Brilliant IQ test, Einstein, AI, top secret, alien life, brainiac, Leonardo, spy, radio signals, surveillance, genius, science nerd, logic, reasoning, stupid, wonderkind, math, creativity. Okay, why does it say stupid? And what the heck is wonderkind? So a wonderkind is apparently a person who achieves great success when relatively young. Okay. So something to do with intelligence. I'm thinking maybe some kind of agency, because since this is talking about agency here, soul is in the verse. Karma, salvation, hell, gospel, paradise, ghost, eternity, faith, medium, temple, confession, meditate, magic, spiritualism, resurrection, guilt, death, bed. Oh, deathbed, duh. Holy Spirit, astral, reincarnate, as in the reverse. Remember, I'm asking, like, who is holding this person prisoner? Maybe their own self. Situation card came out. This is a situation. Comedy. Comedy's out twice, so I guess it's definitely a comedy. Even though your characters have defects, their defects should never wind up being painful or destructive. Comic characters make it through unscathed. Okay. It's talking about something being something being good and funny no matter what. I guess. I don't know. Like, oh, I guess trying to look on the bright side of things. That could be like what the sun's talking about. You know, like joy, illumination, destiny, cycles, turning points would be withdrawal, seeking deeper meaning, letting go. Could be a cycle the Earth's going through, or it's been going through for a long time. As explained by the Black Moon Aquarius, like one of your first memories may have been cast out. So being alone for a long time. And then this is like the present position. This would be like future going forward. Clarity, joy, illumination, intellect. We don't need to read all that. Apprenticeship, diligence, and skill mastery. And then I asked about, you know, what's the, I think the Earth is saying, like, the Earth wants people on their side. And there's someone who's like a key player in this that's being held prisoner. And they could be holding his soul prisoner. Or he's holding his soul prisoner. He's a prisoner in his own head. Intelligence, yeah. Could be that too. Okay, so anything else with these? Job interview. Job interview in the reverse. So summer job, ambition, salary, unemployed, ex-con, career headhunter, nervous, trainee, experience, nepotism, 5 years, night school qualifications, co-workers, CV, part-time job. Nervous trainee experience nepotism. That's all one word. Like, what the heck is that? So apprenticeship and nervous trainee. Don't like job interviews. So yeah, it could be they're prisoner in their own head. They're holding themselves back just based off of silly trivialities in life. Silly, what is the word? Formalities. Silly formalities in life. Just making too much of it. Anything else from their spirit? Oh, no, we ain't doing all that. No. Alright. Anything else as far as... Alright, so next we're going to pull from the Fated Moments deck, since we pulled the Fate card for the what it's about. A reunion, a passed on loved one has reincarnated into this timeline around the same time you were born, and you will meet them soon and recognize each other immediately. Oh, wow. That's what we're getting for Mama Gaia is gonna get some ass. The timeless love. You cross paths with his soul companion from a different era. Recognition is instant. Wow, it's basically got that twice. All right. So that's some good news there. Any other thing about fate? So 4. Okay, we'll draw 4. Shuffle it a little bit. With that, ooh, child, things are gonna get easier song just came to my head, but I can't really sing. I'm having some throat issues right now. A promise from another life ripples into this one, asking to be remembered or fulfilled. The forgotten vow is another fate for Mama Gaia or Papa Gaia or whatever they want to be called. The fork in the path. A choice must be made. One path feels familiar, the other terrifyingly new. So yeah, the ball's in Mama Gaia is just what I'm gonna call. Okay, calm. It's court right now, and it has to do with being a hermit, and instead of getting trapped in that cycle, moving forward with the attitude of joy. And, getting these apprenticeships and stirring up the energy to help the planet. All right, so what else we got going on here? So next we're gonna pull from the I Ching. For the present position, we got 42. For the future, we got 64. And I do reversal, so I'm going to read the bars. Because reading the difference between these lines is part of reading I Ching cards, because there's different outcomes per which lines you read that are in a certain contrast to the other card. So like if one line's broken on the the base on one card, and then it's not broken on the other card, that would signify that that's a possibility. So then when I read from the book, it will say like a little blurb added onto the meaning of the card that describes a potential outcome regarding the situation that the card is about. Okay. Because depending on the choices that are made, could determine a whole slew of different outcomes. And it's just the cards narrow down like which ones are more likely to happen. Sometimes it's all of them, or just one. Sometimes it's none. So, and there's a thing for that as well. So this is what I was talking about. The increase, the benefit. An extraordinary positive influence supports you. Many things and even difficult undertakings can now be realized. This is making me think of like Mama Gaia coming out and like trying to amp up the energy to help get people to be apprentices and stuff. You are especially successful when your goals include the good of others. It is an ideal time to promote family, personal, and business relationships through generous actions, loyalty, and frankness. Exactly what the whole thing with the being a hermit and, getting over that Black Moon Aquarius shadow, Lilith shadow of being rejected or cast out at a young age, and get over that and just stand in the spotlight in the sun where you belong. Right here. Okay, so this will pave the way for grand developments. When you have influence over other people, the original text advises you that true domination is service. Interesting. Yeah, like standing out. Like Mama Gaia does have all the power. New energies now flow to you for your inner development, and they help you attain a position of strength that brings internal and external freedom. The universe rains all its blessings on you and offers manifold opportunities for further development. But be careful not to become complacent and arrogant. Your thinking and your actions should be governed by humility and gratitude, and self-discipline and self-awareness will be the key words. The time of increase will not last forever, so use it as long as it continues. Alright, and then we look at which lines have changed. So the bottom two are the same. Second line is the same. Third line's changed. Fourth line is the same. Fifth line's the same. And sixth line's changed. So third and sixth. Third is in time, these are potential outcomes. In times of increase, even unhappy events may lead to good results. With the right attitude, you will be able to recognize the luck in the bad luck, and a grain of truth in every lie. Very profound. That's very profound. You are not, and then the sixth line potential outcome is you are not acting in keeping with what this time demands. You have neglected to care for the well-being of others. If you continue this way, you will lose influence and encounter opposition. So basically saying if Mama Gaia stays in hermit mode and doesn't come out consciously, like it's gonna not be great. So, and then we got for the future card 64. Let's see. This is before completion. The time of completion resembles spring, which brings the transition from the rigor of winter to the fruitful time of summer. Dark situations will presently become clear. The completion of a goal is already discernible. Now you may bring order to confused situations, as a wise perspective can even unify diverging forces for a mutual goal. Before completion, the future looks promising, but beware, as the conditions are also difficult. The task is great and charged with responsibility, for we are talking about a time that wants to create successful conditions out of stagnation. You must act in a careful and cautious way so that success is not endangered. In the near future, you must not rely on your experiences, for, in many respects, this is a rebirth. So the book of changes ends with a new beginning and returns to the first sign, the creative. Oh yeah, this is the last card in the deck. So I feel like there's like a this is trying to shed light on like this resistance to kind of like this resistance to change, to enacting this change that Mama Gaia is capable of doing, because it's in the reverse, and this is talking about bringing order to confused situations as a wise perspective. Like the energy of Mama Gaia and true like embodied higher self love mode would be like not tolerating any of the BS going on with agriculture practices, you know, particularly because that's a huge freaking problem. And, you know, just everything regarding the land, it's just so, and the oceans is just, it's terrible. The system is just so inefficient, and that's what this is about. Efficiency, maximum productivity with minimum effort. Like, it'd be so easy. So it's just like the greatest minds could come, you know, like I think this is also saying down here, like job interview, like this person's not being able to have a job interview because they're being kept prisoner. Like if this is to be taken literally, let's actually see, because I have my hermeneutics deck. Like Hermes Trigon, I can't say his name, Trigon something, the Kabbalion, the 3 initiates guy. Allegorical. Okay. Yeah, so I think it's just like representing a large group of people, like this need to be able to, the earth should be doing this, like giving these energetic opportunities to people, and like I don't know, it's called like maybe it's saying like a lot of people they got discouraged because a lot of people are prisoners in their own minds, and like they just don't care, so it's hard. Maybe like the earth kind of gave up on that and does feel powerless, but I think Spirit is saying that the earth does have the power. So we're going to read the potential outcomes for the future card. And so it would be the 3rd line and the 6th line. You are still too weak to change course. If you try to force anything, you will get shipwrecked. Start anew with new friends in order that your energy and ideals will not be dulled by discouragement. So yeah, that kind of confirms what I was just saying. Like if the earth is feeling like depleted because it's tried doing this and like nobody's listening. And then 6th line, chaos and battle are gone, and now is a time of joy and peaceful cooperation. Enjoy this rich time as best as you can, but do not indulge in excess. An ideal would suffer from this. So yeah, like, you know, saying that's indicating that there's going to be a successful outcome with where Mama Gaia comes out of hermit mode and returns to this sun energy, maybe because they had to take some time off because they were worn out from some type, all this battling, trying to protect itself. So this is an indicator that this could be a potential outcome, so that's good. So anyway, what else? So the next deck that I was guided to draw from is the Conversations deck. So let's see what that's about. Of course, I get the pamphlet. Wow. Alright, are we good? Are we good now? Jeez Louise. Nope. Yeah, we're just cutting. Gratitude. What are you thankful for? Why? What is something you do that others are thankful for? The attitude of gratitude, yeah. And this person, and it's funny because this person, or it's cool, this person in this card looks like their like arms are up out of joy. It's like they're in this beautiful like field of flowers. There's like flower petals floating all around them. Spirit orbs or something, I don't know. Next one, 7 of Diamonds. Taking risks. I cannot read that upside down. Describe a time when you did something that you felt scared to do. What did you learn? What is a risk that you want to take but shouldn't? What is a chance that you don't want to take but should? Yeah. So somebody's holding back. Basically, I think that's saying like for Mama Gaia to be brave and just move forward, calculated risk and return, weigh the risk versus the return. So anyway, next deck that I was drawn to draw from is Goddess Guidance deck. How many do we want from there? Oh geez, that's a lot. Okay, got a lot of goddesses that Gaia wants to talk about, apparently. So we got Aphrodite, inner goddess, awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. Then we got Solis, bodies of water. Spend time near water, such as a lake, river, or the ocean, to recharge your batteries. Then we got Athena, inner wisdom. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. That was in the reverse. I feel like I need to pull it like that. Like, keep it. Yeah, developing like a new inner dialogue that supports the structure of risk versus reward and puts away that scared ego into the background, because the reward is so much greater than the risk in most cases. Maeve, cycles and rhythms. Honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. Yeah, that's also in the negative. So like not honoring the cycles. I mean, we have cycles right here. with the, what was that, 8 of Cups? Yeah. Withdrawal, seeking deeper meaning, letting go. Like, that whole cycle situation needs to be done with. I think it's been too long in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, it just sucks. Like, the earth can't even go into like rest mode without getting severely destroyed, you know? Like, the earth definitely needs more protectors. Siege, quiet time. Take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. Yeah. Taking time to come up with a plan that's actually going to work. Weighing the risks versus the rewards and acting accordingly to what is going to actually resolve the issue. Alright, Sekhmet, be strong. You are stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. This is in the reverse, so maybe the earth really is still in this cycle of... The earth needs help, for real. So maybe at least the earth can try to like energetically get people to be aware of this message. Like, to the call to action. Like, so next we have Saraswati, the arts. Express yourself through creative activities. Yeah, so like, you know, becoming creative with how to like spread this message. We got quiet time too, but that's like, yeah, like that's the whole rest thing. And then the be strong clarifies that too, because it's saying the earth's energies are very depleted, and it's a cycle that needs to be honored, and the people need to step up and like help out. Saraswati, the arts. So yeah, express yourself through creative activities. Kali, endings and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. The old ways of being needs to be released. So that, you know, earth can prosper and everybody can live in harmony with the systems that actually are efficient, maximum productivity with minimum effort. You know, like, there's so many different types and methods of agricultural alone that could self-sustain themselves and not harm the environment and provide enough food for everybody. And would provide a lot of jobs because people building them, you know? But it's like, who's investing in that? So that's a problem. Very unfortunate problem. And then we hear a lot of chatter along the airwaves about how all the people in power that are rich, they orchestrate everything because they're trying to conduct population control. But I don't know if that's true or not. But, oh, this actually just, you know, that thing said a government conspiracy you heard or one you came up with either or most recently is not accurate factually. So there you go again. Maybe that's... Okay. So, anything else? Let's see. Obstacle type wanted to come out. Let's see what the obstacle type is. Physical obstacle. Vehicle breaks down, horse gets sick, lack of wind and sail, broken leg, fallen tree. Yeah, so the earth is literally like in recovery mode. Storymatic. Okay. I'll do this one. How many? Oh, a lot to say out of this one. Cartoonist. Mama Gaia wants to say something about a cartoonist or something to do with it. A party goer. These are friends that Mama Gaia wants. Attacked by squirrels. Is this something that's happening right now? Person who says yes to everything. Letters are returned. Everyday ritual is interrupted. Bad driver. Okay. Alright, so I think Mother Earth's just trying to call out some specific people right now, and I feel like these 3 cards are all meant to be a separate scenario from this one. And we got a cartoonist, a party goer. So a cartoonist, if you're planning on going to a party, you probably shouldn't. You might get attacked by squirrels. If you're watching this or you know somebody who's a cartoonist, maybe look out for them. Person who says yes to everything. So if you're somebody who is a people pleaser, says yes to everything, or if you know somebody who's a people pleaser who says yes to everything, something about letters are returned, everyday rituals interrupted. So maybe that person is such a yes person that it was like actually supernatural, and like somebody was like performing some type of manipulation spell magic on them involving letters that they were sending to their house, whether that be junk mail or whatever, but they returned the letters and broke the spell. Bad driver. So maybe once the spell was broken, they had some type of incident when they were driving because they got like shook or something, or spirit is just trying to say that like this person's a bad driver in general, and that's why they're being manipulated with ritual magic. I don't know. Only y'all would know that, right? So also I'm getting, like, I was thinking about this whole message again some more, and I'm getting that. So like with Aphrodite, it says awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. So like Mama Gaia really needs to like take care of themselves. And the inner wisdom says like, you know what to do, trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. They feel stuck, like they can't solve the problem. And then this is suggestion like for them to spend time near water, such as a lake, river, or the ocean, to recharge their batteries. So to focus the consciousness in the water, the primary consciousness in the water on Earth. But I've been getting all these readings about the ocean acidification going on, so maybe that could be an issue that's just trying to be called forth again, like with the water, for the call to action for people to try to balance out to get the pH where is supposed to be, so that Mama Gaia can recharge again. What else? Alright, so we're gonna pull some spell cards from my Spellpedia whatever deck, and this one, Wikipedia spell deck. Let's not be disrespectful now. Alright, so how many from here will help Mama Gaia assist and all her apprentices assist. Just one we want to do, okay. Daily shower. Okay, so like with the whole body of water thing. This spell will freshen your soul and help prepare you for a new day. So starting small with the body of water thing, maybe like just, at least dipping one's consciousness in it. Start a shower with hot water. Once inside the shower, let the water run over you from head to toe as you bathe. Watch the water going down the drain and picture it in your mind as a gray color. Next, visualize the water removing all of your anxieties and any issue you may have. Begin to shampoo your hair in your mind's eye. See the stress and anxiety leaving your body and entering the shampoo bubbles. Repeat the process with the conditioner. Take the soap or gel and starting with your face, wash your whole body several times. As you lather, repeat these words. Water, water, wash away. Water, 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 cleanse today. The lather will absorb your troubles and wash them down the drain. Cool the water slightly and bathe for a few more minutes. Step out and dry it off while repeating these words. By the earth in the soap, by the air in the steam, by the fire that heats the water, by the water that washes, I am cleansed, clean, and ready for the day. You are now ready to face the day. So maybe this is also a call to action, like with anybody who's being called to be like an apprentice, to partake in this, to help, and like making sure that like you're bathing in pH water that is actually good for your skin. So sorry I got interrupted. So yeah, basically just saying that, like, the apprentices can help with this, move the momentum of energy towards a more positive and beneficial trajectory, yes. For Mama Gaia, for our planet that we live on, by doing this, and that will help to influence, will have a reverberating effect, like a butterfly effect, and help restore some of the much needed energy that the earth needs right now. So let's pull some of the kind of like feelings cards I have. Like, tell us how Mother Earth is feeling right now. Oh, yikes. Okay. Uncontrolled. 5. Yeah, so I think it's feeling uncontrolled. So because they're in this state of rest, they're not like consciously controlling like what's going on. So like having these like crazy weather patterns that like are just causing mass chaos everywhere. And it's not like orchestrated in like a necessarily beneficial way. It's just kind of like bursting out, like the pressure, like a pressure valve being released, but involuntarily. Helpful. They're feeling helpful. So they do want to help themselves. They do want survival. And I think they're willing to try to spread the message the best they can. They're weak. They are feeling weak. Confirms that. What else? I'm not sure which one to take here. We landed on strict and forgetful. Being forgetful about being strict. Because they're weak. Stubborn. funny. Yeah, we got the whole comedy thing here. So that's just like who Mama Gaia is. Her personality is stubborn and funny. Aw, that's awesome. I love that. So that's that. Ooh. I also have these like action cards, and I flipped one. It was kind of brings me back to this whole prisoner thing that we were talking about earlier. Shackle, trap, prisoner. There's definitely something there that's not quite right. Shield cover. Trap again. And dude, I have like I have so many of these cards. Touch. Trap again, seriously. Shot. Attempt. Dang. So this prisoner situation is pretty bad. How can we resolve this issue, Spirit? So I was drawn to draw from this book, The Crystal Cave by Mary Stewart. Book 1 of the Arthurian Saga. Okay. And I was also drawn to read from this page, 42. After this, life settled back into its peaceful rut, and I think that after this, life settled back into its peaceful rut, and I think that my grandfather must eventually have accepted my mother's refusal to marry. Things were strained between them for a week or so, but with Camlock home and settling down as if he had never left the place, and with a good hunting season coming up, the king forgot his rancor, and things went back to normal. So right away, I'm like trying to like relate this in my head to like Mother Earth, like what could be going on, like not taking it for what's going on in the story at all, like necessarily. So my thoughts right away are saying like how after all of this, like this is kind of like a foreboding or foreshadowing kind of thing. After all of this, life settled back into its peaceful rut. It was saying somewhere about that earlier in the reading. Something with the cycles and all of that I was talking about. And I think that my grandfather must eventually have accepted my mother's refusal to marry. So I feel like that has something to do with Mother Gaia being stubborn maybe, and like not really wanting, maybe this is also gave meanings to all of this earlier, but maybe this is also talking about like the desire to be alone is going to be blocking this reunion, and the family's been mad about that, like whoever's the predecessor to Mama Gaia. And I found it interesting. It was talking about the king on one of these cards, or on one of the things it was saying something about a king. Unless I'm thinking of a different reading, I don't know. I've got interrupted like too many times during this reading. My brain's kind of like just kind of scattered at this point. So let's see. All right. I Except possibly for me, after the incident in the orchard, Camlock no longer went out of his way to favor me, nor I to follow him, but he was not unkind to me, and once or twice defended me in some petty rough and tumble with the other boys, even taking my part against Dinius, who had supplanted me in his favor. But I no longer need that kind of protection. That September day had taught me other lessons besides Cerdiques of the ring dove. I dealt with Dinius myself. One night, creeping beneath his bedchamber on the way to my cave, in quotations, I chanced to hear him and his pack follower, Bryce, laughing over a foray of that afternoon when the pair of them had followed Camlock's friend Alan to his tryst with one of the servant girls, and had stayed hidden, watching and listening to the sweet end. When Dinius waylaid me next morning, I stood my ground and, quoting a sentence or two, asked if he had seen Alan yet that day. He stared, went red, and then white, for Alan had a hard hand and a temper to match it, and then sidled away, making the sign behind his back, if he liked to think it was magic. So to me, that's all I'm really getting out of that right now that's relevant to this reading, is that strategy needs to be used, and taking the risk and reward situation really needs to be taken seriously. But I feel like this is also saying that, talking about, but I no longer need that kind of protection, having that aura and mental fortitude, inner fortitude, attitude, the attitude of inner fortitude. There you go. So having that is something that it would be great and helpful to Mother Earth, is having the attitude of inner fortitude. But I think we're going to wrap this reading up. Can maybe at least do a human design, see what's helping and what needs to be worked on. Community is helping. What needs to be worked on? I feel like I need to draw both of these. Undefined throat. Yeah, not speaking truth. And so the recommendation for this was to use the arts to do that. And the humor would be great to reach people. So we got the cross of spirit and the undefined throat. Cross of spirit, awakening, creative, freedom, intimacy. Victimizing, disrupt, apathy. So yeah, basically saying the desire for the need for sex is causing problems with getting the intimacy, because basically the need to actually care and be involved is superseding any other desires. So to fix that, one has to use their throat chakra and plead their case to the community, but get them, do it in a comical way and a delivery that actually gets the message out there the way it needs to get out. Yeah, charisma. I just pulled charisma. That is exactly what I'm picturing in my head. Look, I pulled that. It's so cool. Getting the message out in that beautiful, comic, passionate, magical way. The end of the page of the book ended on magic. The word magic. A channel with the potential to exert. Sometimes when I pull pages from books, I'll read the next page if it's continuing, if I'm drawn to. But for this, I wasn't. So I just stopped right on magic. A channel with the potential to exert and sustain high energy levels for incredibly long periods. For those with this channel, being self-absorbed in their work is healthy and empowering because their energy resource is not meant to be harnessed by or for others. Their powerful, energetic fire draws attention and interest, hence the name charisma. The love of an activity furthers the creative force. This channel is the only direct connection between the sacral fuel and the throat's manifestation ability. This highway of energy allows for the rapid and extended manifestation of energy response. However, the energy only flourishes if the activity is a result of sacral response. Otherwise, the sacral won't engage, resulting in low energy levels, lethargy, or an attempt to force energy. Undefined throat. Those with an undefined throat may feel pressured to speak to attract attention to themselves, which can result in a hemorrhaging of energy or a decrease in receptivity from the potential to speak in many ways to communicate effectively. Their silence begets speaking. The not self symptom is trying to attract attention to themselves. And then this was talking about how this charisma channel will attract attention. But like having, like, knowing that it's not supposed to be for others to own and imprison and trap, that kind of thing. Kind of like energy vampires, I'm getting the vibe. Those with an undefined stroke. Well, oh snap. Let's not go there. Undefined throat may feel pressure to speak to attract attention to themselves. So we were talking about like spreading a message, but I think it needs to be done in a creative way that like attracts the attention of people in an appropriate way, so as to not, like, I think that's why these apprentices are handy, because it won't attract attention so much directly to the earth, because like there's a lot of enemies and they jump right on it and then they try to dispel it right away from gaining any traction. So like it's like being incognito about it, basically, is a way to put it, like kind of doing some Jedi mind tricks. But yeah, that's what I'm getting. Alright guys, I think that about wraps it up. I think Mama Gaia is super tired, but she has a good attitude about everything and wants to help and wants things to get better, but like she definitely needs help herself. And there's definitely a call to action for people to partake in that. So that's what I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I will catch you on the next one, hopefully. Peace.